All right, I think it's time to go ahead and get moving. Let's go ahead and just get things underway. And hey, everyone, Spidey Librarian here, and welcome to Retro Review, the live streaming show where I grab some retro games out of my collection. I play them. I talk about an aspect of retro games and retro gaming, and hopefully we have a little bit of fun. So, I'm dressed here in my Spider-Man robe. This was a gift from, I can't remember if this is from my partner or from one of my girlfriends. Sorry, that probably sounds terrible. I don't have like, you know, a dozen like girlfriends or something like that. No, I've only got my one partner, but over the years, I have amassed Spider-Man related clothing from girlfriends and stuff like that. So, and yeah. So, anyways, I just don't want anyone thinking I'm some kind of weird look. How can I look like this and have like, a whole bunch of women around? So, anyways, welcome to Retro Review, where we're talking about video games here. Now, I'm wearing this because it's cold out right now, and I've got some Spider-Man long-sleeved stuff, but the robe is just really comfy and retains heat. And I've suddenly got a visit from a little orange gremlin, don't I? Hello, Trouble. How are you? Yep, she's come. You guys know why she's coming around, right? We all know. We all know why you're here. Come on. She's just sitting here making her presence known. Hello. Hi. Come on, sweetie. Okay, come on. I need you to get down. I don't want you up there the whole time. All right? Come on. Okay, why don't you come over here? We all know why she's here. She wants her treats, right? The little gremlin wants her treats, huh? That's okay. Your dad loves you. Your dad will give you treats, okay? So I'm going to get up. You're going to move, and we're going to get your treats, and then we'll continue this little chat. Hold on. Okay. All right. Here we go. There we go. We got three of them right here in my hot little hands. Here we are. Okay. Okay. Here we are. There's one. There's two. Did you guys see the way she grabbed my hand just now? Just like, whoa. All right. Here you go. Final one. Come on. You got to come get it. You got to come get it. Come on. Okay. She's got it and she is on her way. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, but pretty much every stream I do these days, we got to take a couple minutes and feed the gremlin because she knows that when her dear old dad starts talking to the computer monitor, she's like, "Oh, well, it's time for me to get fed." So that is how she wishes to play it, and that is how we are going to do it. Anyways, this week we're going to be exploring the topic of retro game collecting. And essentially, to kind of showcase it, I'm basically throwing out a couple of games that I already have from my retro collection, which, in this case, this is Spider-Man for the Game Boy Color. It's probably really difficult to make out, but the Game Boy Color uh, lettering is actually up at the top of this cartridge. Let me see if I can get it to focus. Yeah, it's really hard to make out, but maybe with a little bit of light you can see like it actually spells out Game Boy Color. So, and then the Amazing Spider-Man for the Game Boy is already in the console, and I don't want to take it out because sometimes um, it can take a while to get it set properly. So, but But yeah, when it comes to retro gaming, if you're playing retro games, unless you're like always going over to a friend's house to play them, oh, Trouble. Hold on, she just knocked something over. Trouble, what did you do? Okay, it's time for you to leave. Go. Uh, sorry. She knocked my games into the garbage, which is, that's you got to leave the room territory for a little while. She knows how it works. So, okay. Anyways, the games are no longer in the trash, um but yeah, no matter what, if you're playing retro games, then you're probably collecting them in some way, shape, or form. Now, retro gaming collections are going to look different from person to person. You basically have people who collect, for maybe one system, which I definitely do not do. You have people who collect for maybe just like one specific focus, which I also definitely do not do. Because, yes, while I have a bunch of old Spider Man games, if you have been present during any of my openings, you'll know that I collect a number of titles just kind of apparently randomly from just random different gaming systems. And that's technically true. That's technically true. Here, I'm also going to show this one off. This is the only Nintendo title that has Spider-Man in it. It is Spider-Man: Return of the Sinister Six, and from what I can tell, it's not a very good game. But darn it, I don't care, because one aspect of my collection is that I am always collecting old Spider-Man games. I don't care how good it is. I don't care how bad it is. I just if it features the wall crawler and I don't already have it, then I want it. And so, um, one of the kind of joys, I suppose you could say, is that of my collection is that I have been able to just kind of build a little Spider-Man retro games collection that is really, at least to me as a fan of Spider-Man. I mean, look at the robe I'm wearing, you know. Um, it's a lot of fun to do that, and it's a lot of fun to actually play these games. I play them, I get frustrated at them, just like I do with many other games, and I have a lot of fun, even if I'm not crazy about them. And let me go ahead and just tell the Retron 5 to stop asking me to play it, because I've got it up, but occasionally if there's like X amount of inactivity, it's like, are you bored with me? And I'm just like, stop showing me these messages. Just stop it. So you would think a Sinister Six game would sound fun, but I mean, like, I've played a little bit of it. We'll get to playing it one of these days. I don't know when, but it'll happen, and it'll happen relatively soon. So, okay. So before we get started, I have got a special treat for those of you that are actually here today, because I got a little something in the mail a couple of days ago, and I'm pretty sure it's a game I ordered, and I want to open the game up here. It is not a Spider-Man game. It is not even technically a retro game, if you want to get really technical about it, but it is a game that I think I want to play at some point in the near future. And it is also a game that may give you an idea of some of of at least one of the themes that I'm going to be coming up with on my channel in the next couple of months. Now, if you were at Film First Friday on Friday night, I already have announced the upcoming theme for February. And if you weren't here, if you weren't there for it then, I'll tell you now. The upcoming theme for February on this channel is deep waters and the ocean. and I'll let you, I haven't said what movies I'm watching. I haven't said what games I'm playing, but we're going to be supporting the theme of deep waters and the ocean. And this game that I'm about to open, while it may not, while it may not be from that particular theme, it is a member, like it contains a theme that I'm pretty sure I will be doing on my channel in the very, very, very near future. So I've just cut it open. We're going to go ahead and unbox it, take it out, and is it what I think it is? It is what I think it is. All right, I recently ordered a game that I have never played before. I ordered Red Dead Redemption by Rockstar Games, and looks like it has been maybe rather, oh no. Okay, so on the back here, we do have some conditioning issues. Um, the the marketing, like, paper is perfectly intact, it looks like, but it looks like somebody just ripped and clawed at the back and got a lot of the plastic off. So that's okay. I can probably find some replacement plastic or a replacement case for it. But yeah, Red Dead Redemption by Rockstar Games. Now, Rockstar, they are the ones I believe that make Grand Theft Auto, which is not a franchise that I've ever really been that interested in playing. I'll watch people play it and laugh as they do ridiculous things, but for the most part, haven't been that interested in playing it. But this is a game of a very specific style that I'm very interested in. And a lot of people have told me you should play Red Dead Redemption 2 and not even worry about playing Red Dead Redemption. But if you guys know me, for the most part, I generally like to play things in order. Now, I do make some notable exceptions and have before. Like, for instance, one of the games that I've got on the poll for the next Platinum Run game is Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I have never played any of the other Assassin's Creed games. And I should maybe, like, there's a big reason, though. Black Flag is about pirates and ships and taking over your opponent's vessels and everything. And I really love that kind of thing. I grew up playing Sid Meier's Pirates, and that is a game that's pretty much all you do. You go around on the high seas, you find other ships, you take them over, and you just, you go in and you throw down. You look for treasure, you assault towns and try to take their money. It's all about piracy, and that's what Black Flag, at least the marketing, was to me. And so I've played a little bit of it, and it's been years, but I'm going to play it again at some point in the relatively near future. So, but yeah, Red Dead Redemption. So if you wanted to take a guess, just take a look at Red Dead Redemption. All right, here we go. If you've never seen it before, and just take a guess at what theme. Okay, we've got the game in there. It was rattling around a bit, but it's in there. Now, I don't know if this came with any instructions originally, but if it did, they're not here, which is not a huge deal to me. But we've got the game, we've got we've got the original game, and then it says featuring the classic stories of Red Dead Redemption, and then Undead Nightmare, which I wanted to make sure that we got Undead Nightmare because, zombies in the Old West. I'm digging it. I'm digging it, and I want to I want to try it out. So, all right, CG says that a friend of his has been playing the second Red Dead Redemption game recently. Are they enjoying it? Do they like it? And what's your impression of the series based on what you've seen of that game. So I would really like to know. So based on just looking at Red Dead Redemption, can you think of a theme that I might embrace for the channel one month based on just Red Dead Redemption alone? Any guesses? I'd really like to see if anyone is like, oh yeah, let's play this one. So, um, anyways, take a guess, let me know. And in the meantime, I think we're going to go ahead and get things underway. One more word about collections before we get started. If you are collecting, or if you're playing retro games, you're probably collecting them. Not always, but usually. But I also know that one way that I play a lot of my retro games is digitally. And so to a certain degree, you can have digital retro game collections at this point. And so one example of that for me is that a couple of years ago on the PlayStation Network, I purchased a copy of Castlevania Requiem, which contains, I think, Castlevania Dracula X. And then the reason that I purchased it was that it also contains Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And let me tell you, I will go to any lengths to play that game. That is one of my favorite games ever. And I think I've played it a little bit on the channel. I should probably see if I can get that one going again as well. So, but in any case, I did want to make a note about digital collections, because you could kind of argue that the way that I'm playing these Spider-Man games, like, yes, I'm using the cartridge, but I'm also using kind of a digital surrogate that is just triggered by the cartridges. And we'll get into that later. So your friends seem to be liking it a lot. You thought you would feel bored by a game like it, but so far things have been going well. So CG, I got to ask you, if you were to take a look at, hold on, I didn't mean to do that. I want to return to the main menu. There we go. All right, let's go and hit the, let's go ahead and hit the retro review overlay. There we are. And as you can see, we are on the, we're on the menu for the Retron 5, and it's got the Spider-Man, or the Amazing Spider-Man cartridge in the Game Boy. Now, Game Boy is, well, it's definitely old tech. This is almost 40-year-old tech here. Actually, it might be 40-year-old tech here. This is just a 36-year-old game. So we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. I love how, like, we've got very, like, limited screen. The original, hello, Parker residents? Oh, and it's just starting. Don't pretend with me. I know who you are, Spider-Man. Recognize my voice? Sure, I'd know that electronic gargle anywhere. Fishbowl face. Well done, webhead. But cut the wisecracks if you ever want to see Mary Jane again. Everyone kidnaps Mary Jane. What have you done with her? Where is she? You'd better not hurt her. Don't threaten me, wall crawler. We'll discuss this in the alleyways. If you make it. Don't worry about me, Dome Brain. I'll be in your face so fast you'll pop your you'll pop your plexi. And again, keep in mind, this is for, like, yeah, he's a very tall boy. So we got a jump kick, we got a punch. Yeah, we got a jump kick, and a punch. And that's it, pretty much. We got our directionals, and that's it. The alleyway. Oh, Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. Okay, so it's like if you reach the apex of your swing and hit A. Okay, can I knock these away? What am I supposed to do then? Can I climb the walls? I'm just like, what all can I do here? You're struggling to tell if it was Spider-Man on the screen. Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of the like detail that you would expect. Hold on, Trouble is begging to be let in. I'm gonna let her in. Hold on. Okay, maybe don't knock my games into the garbage anymore, huh? Okay, alright, let's try this again. Whoa! How did I do that? Okay, you go away. See, I could just try to web swing the entire way. Like, I don't like you guys. Alright, now I'm out of... See, like, sometimes I jump really, really high, and then other times it's like, yeah, nope. Okay, this must be... What is... Okay. Okay, he is ridiculously overpowered, so... The neighbors don't seem very friendly. Alright, there's no point in continuing. We're just gonna start over. Alright, can we pass? We're gonna bypass all of that. Okay. So... If you hold down... Okay. Feel like I'm playing Kung Fu on the Famicom. Alright. Now that's interesting. Yeah, these neighbors are not very friendly. They are kind of mean. Oh, look at that. No, don't use the webs. Do not use the webs. Old games where if you so much as touched your opponent, you took damage, but they did not. Really, dude? There we go, we got him. I don't know how I survived that, but it only took 4 hits, which is good, so. Bullhead here didn't tell me much. Who's this? Crawl up to the roof and meet your doom, Spider-Man! Pumpkin Brain. Is that Hobgoblin or Green Goblin? You can never tell if they're wearing the hoods. Gobby. But which Gobby? Oh dear God. Oh God. That's not cool. He just falls off the... Okay, now I guess there is a point to continuing, so let's just go ahead and give it a go. Stop throwing the tire at me. What? What am I supposed to do now? I couldn't go any further. What the hell? That was dumb. Okay, alright. Where in the hell did he come from? Who airdropped the bad guys? No. Okay, Spider-Man is definitely very clunky to control. Could definitely, yeah. If I so much as touch these guys, I take damage, but they are fine. That would be Hobgoblin. Oh, okay, we get to... Oh! Okay. Wow. I just keep dying, you know? Hobgoblin was a big deal in the 90s. Haven't seen him much in recent years. I think he was a bigger deal in the 80s, like when he first emerged, because he was like the successor to the Green Goblin. Maybe it was the 70s. I don't know. Oh god, that took forever. Okay, alright. You seem to have unlimited continues, which is good. And it's ridiculous to try to tell, you know, like, how to do these fights, so... Tail twirler. Okay, so now it's time for the scorpion, it looks like. And everybody's communicating by walkie-talkies, because everyone communicated by walkie-talkies in the 90s, apparently. Okay, evil, evil bats. Stupid bats. It's not a level to play if you dislike bugs. Like, I know those are probably bats or something like that, but... Or just, I don't know, maybe insects? I don't know. It's like impossible to tell. And there we go, dying all over again. No, okay, no, you do not get unlimited continues. Alright, well, I guess we're just gonna be, There we go, SPL. So, hey, Alan, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome to Retro Review. I'm playing The Amazing Spider-Man for the Game Boy right now. We're just giving it a try, seeing how it goes. We're talking a little bit about retro game collections. And how they can take many different types of forms. Physical, digital, themed by a certain system, certain subject, certain video game character, you know. So what does your retro gaming collection look like? Please feel free to comment about it in the chat. I would love to know more about it. Okay, so it does work like that. Okay, good to know. Buddy. There, it's flashing the one more hit and you're dead alarm. Dang it. All right, boss fight number 1. Okay, I really dislike that Mysterio just has this, like, I'm invincible and I can still hurt you phase. Where is he? There we go. At least we killed him without having to use up any continues, so... Okay, we're gonna skip this. Oh god, I hated this one. Stop it. There we go. I made it in one go. I'm getting better, everyone! Oh god, now we have to do this. Okay, well, at least I made it to the second stage before I, you know, before I, had to use a continue. Really? That's ridiculous. Oh my god, you just blow through continues on this part. How am I already down to, like, no health, basically? Finally. All right. So I'm guessing you get like 3 continues or something to that effect. Again, I have to assume, like, I don't really know what those are. I don't know if they're bats or really big frickin' dragonflies or something. I have no idea. Yep, not dealing with that. I'm just gonna duck. Oh boy. Okay. So I think so far my biggest complaint about this game is just the rate at which you lose health very, very quickly. Spider-Man is a very delicate flower in this game. Oh boy. Seriously? Yeah, no, I'm not crazy about that. All right. I mean, fortunately, the boss fights aren't that hard, at least in principle. That's the end of that tale, but still no Mary Jane. Who's this? And I just skipped it because I didn't care to find out. Central Park. I'm gonna guess we're fighting, oh, I don't know, Sandman. Okay, so that's a bird. That's a bird. Okay, it's like I took damage from every possible thing that I... Okay, fine. Jerk. It's like you just cannot avoid damage in some parts. Okay, why can I not do my super jump? There we go. See, you just die too easily in this game. And again, this is like a very early 90s game, so I get it. I just see why this one is not considered very good. Early effort Spider-Man. So yeah. There we go. Spidey Librarian. And I think I've had enough of this game to get to, to get a pretty good idea of what it's about. It's going to be one of those games that if I beat it, I'm going to beat it, one, using save states, which I did not do during this playthrough, but also just by like, it's one of those games that you familiarize yourself with it enough, you recognize all the patterns, and you'll be able to kind of go in and, you know, figure it out by rote at a certain point. So what we're going to do now is we're going to return to the main menu, and we're actually just going to take the game cartridge out, and we're going to put the Game Boy colored cartridge in. Let me just go ahead and get those things ready. Okay. And there we go. And just for you guys' edification, I'm going to go ahead and switch us back over here. I want you guys to have a look. This is this is my Game Boy Amazing Spider-Man cartridge. It's not in the best shape ever, but it does work, and that's kind of all I'm asking for at this point. If I can ever get my hands on a more clean copy, I might do it, but in the meantime, all I really care about is being able to play the game. So, you know, no big deal there. All right, let's go ahead and put in the Game Boy Color cartridge. Let me just see if it can detect it. It is not. No. Oh, hold on. Looks like it might be. Yes. Okay, we have got it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and start playing. So this is just Spider-Man for the Game Boy Color. This is, of course, the handheld console that succeeded the Game Boy, and as you can see, they are taking it's basically the Game Boy, except you have things in color now. You get a little bit more, you know, there's a bit more to kind of pull you in. Vicarious Visions, man, they were making Spider-Man games for a while before Insomniac took over. So, but yeah, you can see that it's very clearly based on the cartoon. We're just going to start a new game. Soon my plan will be complete. Let me just make sure that you guys can even hear this, because I don't know that you can. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the game volume up a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear it. I have to do that because the Warner Brothers will copyright claim me on all of my game streams. It's really ridiculous. So, oh my god. Again, keep in mind, this is handheld, 8-bit console. It's still not quite as good as the Nintendo, but they do a pretty good job with what they have. Alright, don't worry, Aunt May, I won't forget Mary Jane's birthday present. Parker! Oh! Is this the first time we see J. Jonah Jameson in a Spider-Man video game? Talk on your own time, Parker. There is an explosion at the Dr. Connors' lab. Get down there now and get me some pictures. Man, he got the little cigar and everything. I'll get your pictures, Fuzzhead, but as Spider-Man. Okay. Okay, all things considered, I mean, play control is still a little clunky, but it's not terrible though. And you get the wall crawling mechanic, which I don't think you got. Wow, and it really does a good job of like moving the screen with you. It's like much fun as I was having. Okay, this isn't where I started though, was it? I'm sorry, you stupid bird, what? Okay, yeah, this is where I started. Alright. I like how your enemies, they just, you know, they explode when you defeat them. They're just that ashamed of defeat. Oh, I can go into a subway? Okay, how do I use my webs? Okay, you can get health back. That's nice. Oh, 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 I saw that health. Oh, whatever, dude. Okay, so you just have to start over. You don't just resume from where you last were. That kind of sucks. You throwing frickin' Molotov cocktails at me? Wait. Interesting. So I think if you hit like A and B at the same time, you'll throw a yeah, you'll throw a tangling web at them. I was gonna punch that rat. You little jerk. Jerkity jerk jerks. Oh, I found a checkpoint. Okay, this game has checkpoints. I like that. I like how it's like, yeah, Connor's lab is this way, dude. Right, fine, we're gonna go up. Apparently I went exactly the wrong way. There was a fight of some sort before the explosion. Too bad Dr. Connors is missing. He could give us some answers. Forget that. The lizard's been spotted in the subway. We'll have to get back to this case later. Gee, I wonder. Okay, nice graphics on the face right there. Uh-oh. Venom! Oh, come on, I don't want to fight you. If this is what'll kill him, then I'll do it. I don't care. Ah, I thought I was doing okay for a first-time fight there. him down like nothing. Well, maybe not like nothing, but I figured it out. What's going on? Old Slobbermouth is usually a lot stronger. Uh-oh. He's gone, but I can't chase after him. I've got to get to the subway. Where did you come from? No, 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 no. Get back over here. Stupid frickin' birds. Okay, if that's Connors' place... No, 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 I just... No, 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 do not go back in there. And now what? I'm at the waterfront? Why are the birds so mean to Spider-Man? Like what did I do to them? Okay, that seagull is going to die. Hi. Alright. Are you serious? Dude hit me, smacked me backwards into... whatever. I do like the web swinging mechanic in this game. I mean, it's very simple, but the dude, the frickin' knife thrower. Okay, you're dead. Like, it's very, like, okay. Like, it is very kind of satisfying in terms of where it takes you. Seriously, bird, if you're gonna make me hit you, then that's on you. You. Dear frickin' God, where am I supposed to go? Yeah, just like, okay, well, I got to the end here. Where am I supposed to go? And look, I'm back to this point. Stop ambushing me. No. I'm trying to figure out the controls. I mean, you've got your basics right there. Okay, and you don't seem to have web cartridges to worry about. Wow, those birds are going to be the end of me. So I had to get that. Okay, no, I don't know what that was then. I was like, I thought that was going to be the end of the stage. Okay, that just took like 20% of my health or something like that. Get out of here, you flying shithouse. I have no clue what I'm supposed to be doing then. Like, at this point, I'm gonna just go back to the start of the level, because, you know... Okay, almost knocked me back into the, Whoops, and I just killed myself. This image of Peter just sitting here with his mask, just crying is great. BXLLOD? Oh wow, you're starting from the very beginning, huh? Oh my god. Okay, but then I'm not at the beginning of the game. Wow, this is so confusing. Definite improvement on the Game Boy version. Not just in terms, I mean, the color definitely helps. Everything not being in grayscale helps. But really, I mean, like, we've got a better understanding of the hero. We understand that, you know, there's a certain dynamism to his movements and his move set that I just don't think we had in the previous game. While there's still a lot of kind of like this whole platforming beat 'em up frustration point where they just throw a bunch of enemies, a ridiculous number of them, onto the screen. It still has its interesting points. I love the web swinging for a 2D Spider-Man. The web swinging here feels great. It actually feels like you're going somewhere, you know. Get out of here, bird. This ain't no place for birds, you know? How are you still alive? Yeah, I don't know. This is very satisfying web swinging. You know what? I didn't want to do that. Honestly, why do birds have it out for Spider-Man in this game? What did he do to him? Is he wearing bird repellent? I mean, does he just smell that bad to them? I don't get it. Okay, Is he seriously able to hit me? Yeah, he is. He's able to hit me through the floors. Okay, Electra. Really? I was hoping that I could, you know, wall crawl under the pier, but apparently that is too much to ask. How are you not dead? Okay, this second stage is just really weird. And not being able to, like, pull myself up a level is really weird. Okay, you, sir, you need to die. Go away! How is this stupid bird... Spider-Man menacing bird killer. What did I do? Why did things stop and I suddenly got some kind of victory lap? No. Okay, I've been here before. Why are you suddenly so difficult to control now, Peter? You can only go so far. I can go as far as I want. Okay, I feel like I've just gone back to the previous stage. Is that what's happened? Like, now I'm just trying to visually map all of this. You know, by killing myself. That's how we do these things. Frickin' birds. Oh boy. No, no, no. Don't attack me while I'm frickin' upside down, you little... Gee, I found another checkpoint among the millions of checkpoints, but nothing is telling me where I need to go next. Wow. Okay, so on the off chance that I can get under the bay, or on the dock, I'm screwed if I try to get up. Okay, alright, good to know. Okay, so probably without trying to look this up on the internet, I am not sure how to get much further in this game. This really feels like Ninja Gaiden, like the original Ninja Gaiden, or maybe Karate Kid for the Nintendo, and those are not meant complimentarily. Like in the sense that it just keeps throwing random opponents, randomly generated opponents of all types at you at the weirdest flipping times. And I am not sure how to deal with it. Alright. Yeah, the colors are definitely an improvement to the experience. I mean, especially just given, you know, Spider-Man's costume and, you know, the presentation of his visual world ever since the 1960s. I mean, this just works a lot better. But the controls, believe it or not, are better. They still have plenty of issues, though. But, and it just seems like this is less, like, despite how it might look, it's not quite as designed to kill you as it feels like the Game Boy games are. I mean, they're still throwing a ridiculous number of enemies at me. Like these freaking birds, like, seriously. Since when has Spider-Man ever had a vendetta against birds, or vice versa, you know? But, with that said, like, there's still plenty of, you know, miles to go before they sleep, and, before they, you know, in terms of just nailing the experience of being Spider-Man in a multimedia franchise, so, or at least with regard to this media, so. I think this is the game that came out at the same time as, like, console versions of this game, and they are completely different. Like, the console versions are, they're working with Spider-Man in 3 dimensions at that point, and it's a really interesting experience, but it definitely has its, you know, it definitely has its limitations as well. But it's, you know, like, for a game that is coming out at the same time that they're starting to experiment with 3D and everything, and knowing that it's relegated to a 2D version of this, I mean, like, you know, they're trying to bring their A game in terms of just making the Spider-Man experience an actual thing on this console. And so I can compliment them for that, at least, you know? The first game? Oh, yeah. I mean, it wasn't hard to follow. It probably makes a huge difference if you're the one playing as opposed to the one watching. But yeah, I guess I can understand that. Okay. One thing that you do prefer about the first game is the focus on the villains. The game that I'm currently playing seems to have a lot of focus on random guys rather than classic villains. I mean, I kind of prefer the random guys to what they did in the first Spider-Man movie game for the Game Boy Advance, where they just started throwing random frickin' clowns and stuff out at me. I'm betting that there's a puzzle to this level that I don't understand, and that you know, if I were to get that and go on to the next. I mean, we did get to fight Venom, so stupid bird. And this guy just they may as well make that dude Bullseye. He just never misses. Frickin' seagulls. Yeah, I can understand that if this game caused a bit of frustration for people who had a Game Boy Color. Because again, I get over here, and it's like, okay, shouldn't this be the end of the stage? No? Okay, where am I supposed to go next? It's not going to tell me. Stupid birds. Okay. All right. I think I have had enough of this one that I think I'm done for the moment. So that's what I meant to hit. Okay. But there you have it. Those are the two Spider-Man games that I decided to focus on for today. I'm going to go ahead and bring us back over to here because I think I'm done with gameplay for the time being. But as you can see, at least with regard to the Spider-Man games, creating the Spider-Man experience in any kind of, enjoyable and believable way for video gamers was definitely, I mean, it wasn't even in its infancy at this point. It was probably more in its toddlerdom. So, but I mean, that's kind of one of the reasons that I like collecting old Spider-Man games is because that experience definitely evolved over time. And in a lot of ways, Spider-Man's evolution in video games is, in a lot of ways, the story of the evolution of video games. And that's why he is, uh, he is definitely a focus of my collection. I mean, as much as I love Spider-Man, Funko Pops back there, posters, action figures, all kinds of stuff. But, um, I also love video games, and video game history is very interesting to me. And in a lot of ways, Spider-Man's evolution in video games tells a lot of the tale of, video games, as an entertainment medium. And so I think that with all that in mind, there definitely is a, there's a certain high bar for a Spider-Man gaming experience. And I think we can safely say that Insomniac has set that bar at what it currently is. But I mean, before then, I think you could say that maybe Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions had done a pretty good job. And then before that, Spider-Man 2, the movie game on console, had done a pretty good job of that. And then before then, I don't know that there was a definitive experience. But but yeah, I think that again, how we collect is as important as what we collect. And so when I collect old Spider-Man games when I can, I try to get the physical copies of them so that I can try to play them in at least kind of a semi like close to it way that I had experienced it previously. A lot of these games I never got the chance to play, but I had played other games in those same consoles at that same time. And I think the Game Boy Color, you could compare that to the Nintendo Entertainment System. And so when I compare Spider-Man on the Game Boy Color to Ninja Gaiden and the Karate Kid and stuff like that, just they're also platforming beat 'em ups that send opponents at you just willy-nilly, and sometimes it's a bit ridiculous. I can't tell you how often Ninja Gaiden frustrated me. But these games, like when you look at it through the same lens as those other games on the Nintendo Entertainment System, then the Spider-Man games make a little bit more sense and they work a little bit better, in my personal opinion. But overall, I'm definitely going to feature those on a Spider-Man Retro Saturday at some point, and we're going to try to beat them. I just don't know if it's going to happen in one session or two, or I have to use the save states, because I did avoid using save states today. I might not do that if I'm trying to just complete the game. I'm like, you know what? Nope, I'm going to use every advantage I can. So, In any case, I hope you enjoyed this look at retro game collecting and my two Spider-Man games that I featured for that purpose. Um, and I am enjoying doing the retro reviews. You guys should let me know if there are any specific games, any specific aspects of retro gaming that you would like to see me do in a later show. Just hit me up on the comments and just let me know. Just like, hey, would you mind playing this one? Would you mind playing that one? Or do you want to discuss, like, I don't know, you know, clamshell collector cases versus the originals or something? Um, Let me know because I'm open to other topics and subjects. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to call it for now. I think I need to take care of a couple of things and then get prepped for Cozy Gaming Oasis tonight. So I'm just going to go ahead and say thank you to you guys for hanging out with me today. I appreciate it very much. Take care. This is Spidey Librarian. And until my next stream or upload, I'll be wishing you a good day. Bye.